Hi everyone, it's Wes here, and today's video I just want to talk about how you can be able to survive as a self-sponsored student. So let's accept the fact that scholarships are there in the UK. We have Chevening, we have Commonwealth, we have Bay Trust, we have different scholarships that are even provided by universities. But then let's agree to the fact that not everyone can come through a scholarship. So others have to be self-sponsored. Or maybe let me put it this way. For example, I got 50% scholarship on the tuition fee, and then I had to pay everything by myself. So there was the fees, the remaining fees, the remaining 50% had to pay accommodation, survival for 16 months, and transportation and everything that was self-catered. So as much as we have to apply for scholarships and everything, but then let's accept the fact that not everyone may get the scholarship, and sometimes I'm afraid you may have to sponsor yourself. So today I just want to talk about a few things that you can do to survive as a self-sponsored student. So if you're watching this video, likely you want to apply as a self-sponsored student, or maybe you've already been given an offer and then you're planning on coming and you're asking yourself questions. Okay, so now when I get to the UK, how will I survive, or how will everything be? So today I just sort of just talk about a few things that you can be able to do for you to be able to survive when you're here. So the first thing that I'll say is, if you're coming as a self-sponsored student, the first thing that I'll say is make sure you have enough money that you can be able to survive with for the first 3 months. And what I mean is, you should have enough money for you to pay for your accommodation. You should have enough money for you to pay for food, and you should be able to pay transportation in the first 3 months, or in the first 3 to 4 months. Why I'm saying this is because, so we always have this perception to say, okay, the moment I get to the UK, I'll be able to get a job in the first week or in the first 2 weeks, and then before you know it, I'll be able to pay all my bills and everything. But guys, let me be honest with you, that's not always the case. Sometimes it takes time for you to be able to secure a job. In my case, I got a job after 3 months of being here, actually after 4 months. So I came in September, and then I was able to get a job in February the other year. So you can be able to tell, like, I had like so close to 5 months without a job. So let me be honest, it's not easy. So if anything, I always advise to say, if you're coming as a self-sponsored student, just make sure you have enough to survive for the first 3 to 4 months. So that's the first tip I would say. Have enough money. Before you come, just have enough money. The second tip that I'll say is, now this is a little bit more practical now. The second one is find cheap accommodation. Now, one thing that I've noted is, one of the things that is a little bit more expensive in terms of your survival here in the UK is accommodation. So if you can be able to find cheaper accommodation. So one thing that I also noted is, cheaper accommodation may be found a little bit far from school. So if the school, let's say, is in the city center, you may be able to find somewhere, maybe that's, let's say, 30 minutes away walking, or maybe 1 hour away walking, or maybe also maybe 15 minutes away, maybe on a tram or on a bus. So the idea is you should be able to find some cheap accommodation, because that will somehow be able to make it much easier for you to have enough money to survive on food and transportation. The alternative way is for you to find a place that is a little bit close to school. I'd still say cheaper or affordable, but then also that you should be walking to school, because this will somehow take out the whole transportation fee from your budget. So the idea is for you to be able to what? To walk to school. So that's the other option in terms of the accommodation. Find one that is a little bit cheaper, that can be a little bit far from school, or else find something that is a little bit maybe higher or maybe affordable, but it's a little bit close to school for you to be working. Because at the end of the day, you find that these things will still offset. If you find somewhere cheaper, you still have to be paying for the transport. So you may just have to work around these two things. So the third thing that I'd also say that you may want to do is find a job. So as I said in the first point, to say, it's not automatic that you get a job like the first week that you come. No, it may take time. But then also, one thing that you have to know is that as a student, you have like limited hours. So during term time, you can only work for 20 hours per week. So you have to make sure that you'll be able to get a job that is you can be able to do for 20 hours within each week. So you may have to work around your timetables, so that you should be able to see the time that you're going to be able to do the time that you're going to be able to do the work, as well as do your schoolwork. Because at the end of the day, you're coming here for school, you still have to get good grades. So you may have to get a part-time job that you'll be doing 20 hours, but then on holidays, you can be able to do more than 20 hours. So it's more of like notifying the employer to say, you know what, during term time I'll be able to do 20 hours but per week, but then after I'll be able to do more hours. So point number 4, which is the last one, I'd say look for cheaper options of everything. So I'm not saying you should compromise on quality of things, but I'm just simply saying choose cheaper options of everything. So if you're looking for food, there are many supermarkets here in the UK, and mostly I found out like sometimes the food is somehow similar, it's just the same, just different prices, either based on the brand or the one who is producing it. When you're just new in the UK, likely you're going to shops and you'll be able to buy like things maybe that are higher prices because you don't know, because I mean you're new. But then with time, you may just have to move around different shops just for you to be able to see other shops, whatever they're offering, and you can be able to make a difference to say, okay, if I'm buying from Tesco, this is how much it costs. If I'm buying from Audi, this is how much it costs. So the last thing, which is in line with this one, is just work around your budget, because at the end of the day, one of the skills that you learn here is how to manage your money, because you're doing work, you're doing school, you have to survive, you have like you're in a new place. So at the end of the day, just work around your budget and have a good budget. And yeah, if you can spend within your means. So yeah, guys, I hope these tips help. And to be honest, these are somehow obvious, but then guys, and if you can ask anyone who has been here, they'll tell you like this is what you have to do. So I hope this video helps. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.